Hello, this is Roger Weston. Fight on. This is going to talk today about the little quick comparison of the M16A1 assault rifle versus the AK-47, both of which are famous weapons. But before we get going, hit that like button. I'd appreciate it. It's great for the channel. All right, let's get going. The M16 was an American weapon, and so originally, it had a 7.62 millimeters NATO round, which had good stopping power. But some of the early complaints with that were that it also had, because of the round, it had more kickback, it had more recoil, and as a result, you had less rounds per minute. And so now the upgraded version, you have the 5.56 millimeter NATO round, which has less kick, but you also have more rounds per minute. That's one of the benefits of it. Now, there's another complaint about the older M16 was the fact that because if it got dirty, it was more likely to jam. Whereas in the new updated M16A1 version, that's less of an issue. So at the same time, there is some concern about the stopping power of the 5.56 millimeter round. So now compare that with, say, the AK-47, which has the 7.62 millimeter round, and so it's got more power, more stopping power, but it only, instead of this is just a rough, anywhere from 750 to 800, 650 to 800 rounds per minute was what you get in the M16. You're down around 500 to 600 rounds per minute in the AK-47. So you have more power, more recoil, and less rounds per minute. Now, there are some major benefits to the AK-47, which is the fact that it was designed to be used and abused by poorly trained recruits in mass numbers. And so this is a weapon that can be, if it's not going to automatically jam if it gets dirty. So it's more reliant and more reliable and durable than, say, the original M16. So it's got a harsh recoil. So that's one of the downsides. And it doesn't have the accuracy. It doesn't have the long distance accuracy that you have with the M16 or M16A1. So there you go. There's a little brief comparison of the two. In my novels, the bad guys tend to end up using the AK-47 just because, that's just a habit I got into. But that's not that not saying that's the only thing they use. There's probably a lot of other ones they use. But that for me, that kind of symbolizes the other side. So, and then the M16. That came up a lot in one of my novels, The Golden Catch. So, all right, well, there you go. There's just a brief overview of two of the most famous and widespread weapons, probably in human history, and certainly two of the more common weapons in my novels. Although I would have to say that of the two, the AK-47 is by far the most common weapon to turn up in one of my action novels. So there you go. Thanks for watching. It's Roger Weston. Fight on.